So at this point, all we still have right now is sites. We don't have any links, any connections. So we want to start creating a network based upon possible links. So we have a tool under the network menu to create or generate potential paths. The concept here is that it allows you to look at all the links between sites based on a maximum distance and within a specific POP or group of sites that you're interested in. And that way from there we'll then get all possible connections that are available. Okay, you'll notice that in this box we're looking at a listing of sites. These are active sites. In this case we're looking at 996C, which I believe had 106 in the other list. That tells me that there's a large number of inactive or secondary sites. So since we're going to work in this particular POP, I'll just select this guy. We'll add it to the list, which will populate the site list with all of the sites under 996C. And if we didn't want to work with certain sites, we could select only the ones in the list that we're interested in. When it initially comes up, they're all selected. We can now create links between them, so we'll set them, say, between 0 and 3 miles, just as a typical path length, and ask it to generate paths for us. And it will go off and it calculates the distance between all of these points, and anything that's under 3 miles is going to end up being defined as a potential link. And it comes back with a list of 199 paths in the Path Manager, and you can see that there's the distance given in the fifth column here, the Site A and Site B, and pretty much no other information. So at this point it would be interesting to plot it just to see what it looks like. To see, it basically should be a mesh. We should have crisscrossing of lines between sites, but not so dense that it becomes unusable. And afterwards we'll analyze them and we'll be able to decide what links are realistic and which ones we can and can't use. So to plot them, as before, I'll select them all and I'll ask it to plot them. Okay, in plotting it this time I've checked off the plot only sites in the design because I'm not interested in having a lot of extra sites from the other POPs plotted. Okay, and there we have a view of all the connections that it found. It looks like we could have a few more on the left, but basically for the purposes of this demonstration we'll work with this. So now we don't know if these links work, whether there's mountains in the middle of any of them, so we'll go back to Path Designer and there's an analysis function which will allow us to very quickly ascertain the quality of each and every one of these links, and then we can plot and see them visually, how they look in terms of a geographical layout of good and bad paths.